Hi everyone, this is Jennifer Stay from Coloring Pages Bliss, and welcome to video number 8 and my last video of my gel pen coloring series. Before we get started, I wanted to remind you that in the description of this video is a link to my website where you can find a set of printable worksheets that I have created for you to practice the tips and techniques from all 8 of my videos. I also have weekly live coloring events on every Wednesday on my Facebook page. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and join my fun coloring community. Okay, let's get started. Alright, so next to gel pens, color pencils have got to be one of my favorite tools to color with. But the two of them, they don't like to play together. And mainly that's because of the little ball on the tip of the gel pen. Now, it likes to roll around as you drag it across the paper, and the wax and the oil from the pencils, they kind of gum up that ball and they just don't play well. So I have been working to find a way to get the pencils and the gel pens to color better together. Now, you can make them color together, and there are some tricks already out there for that, but I wanted them to work even better together. And so when I discovered my glycerin trick that I've been using in my other videos, I thought, can glycerin help this problem? And sure enough, it can. And so I also have a second trick that will also help with this. So let's get started with that. Okay, so I have some balloons drawn out here with some color pencil on here, and I used my Prismacolor so they're nice and waxy, so that if I were to come over them with my gel pens right now, the balls would get filled with the wax and we would have the problem that I'm talking about. Let me demonstrate that problem for you. Grab one of my beautiful Prismacolors here. How about this pretty blue? Now, when you color with your color pencils, and I'm on a more toothy or textured paper right now, and if you want to learn more about the kind of paper I like to use with my color pencils, there's a link to that video in the description. But when you use colored pencils, you lay down the wax and the oils depending on the kind of pencil you're using, and then when you bring in your gel pen, it does fine on the paper, but then when you come into the waxy part, the tip of that pen just gets gummed all up and it becomes a problem. You have to have your spare piece of paper ready so you can clean that tip off, and then you can come back and keep going some more, and then you have to come back and clean some more, and you end up wasting a lot of ink, a lot of time, and a lot of frustration happens. But it's such a fun effect. You can get this beautiful deep color on top of your color pencil. You know, color pencil is a great base layer. We've talked about base layers in one of the other videos, and in that video I on purpose left color pencils out because it's not an ideal base layer for your gel pens because of this problem. But like I said, I love my color pencils. You can get all kinds of beautiful gradients and effects that you can't get as well, at least I think, with other tools. And so I really want the two to work together. So let's see how glycerin works with it. I've got my nice little paintbrush. I've got my bowl with some glycerin, but I think we need to add a little extra glycerin here. I'll just do one extra drop. So we've got the same blue here, and I'm just going to make sure I don't have too much glycerin, of course, and lay it on top of there. And of course, glycerin is a humectant, as we've learned before. Oops, we're still gummed up from before. There we go. Now when we go on top of it, it works better. As you can see, we've got it rolling better because this becomes a slippery surface rather than waxy. We're laying the ink into that slippery glycerin, and so we can work that ink better. Okay, so let's see what we can do here on my colorful balloons. What we can do, we could use our painting technique that I showed you in video 7. We can do the smearing technique. There's all kinds of things we can do now because we've got glycerin to help us out. So let's play with it. And we've got this pretty purple balloon, and wouldn't it be fun to add some sparkle and glimmer with a metallic? So I'm going to use my glycerin and prep the area first and lay that down, and then use my brush to pull that metallic up and over the color pencil. Deepens that color up and adds just a touch of shimmer. If you move it in the light, you can see the shimmer. Okay, now let's move to our green balloon. And let's say in this situation, we wanted to add some glitter this time. So I'm going to grab, this is the glitter pen by Jelly Roll, and let's see what happens. Instead of a metallic, let's add some glitter. So again, we're going to prep with our glycerin. And this glitter goes down really easy now because of the glycerin. It just slips right on. Move it in the light for you to see how pretty that glitter looks on there. I hope you can see that. So pretty. Okay, now in this yellow section, this I colored just one flat color with the yellow. And in this situation, I wanted to demonstrate from video number 2, we learned how to do some doodling and texturing with our gel pens. But that would be really difficult here where we're using a waxy color pencil down first. So we're going to grab our metallic here this time. And with our glycerin, we can prep that area and easily now go in and do our doodling without any clogging of the tip. And I wanted to show you my last trick, and that's not with glycerin. This is with a different product that I haven't mentioned before, and you can actually go and purchase this. It's called a Workable Fixative, and a lot of people use this with their pastels and their watercolors, and they use it in between layers of their work, and you spray it onto the surface of the work, and then it lets you come back and keep adding more layers of different medium. And so what we're going to do is spray this little balloon here, and it's going to lay down fixative, and then we should be able to draw our gel right on top of this little red balloon. Now you want to follow the instructions for applying it. Okay, let's see if we can draw on this balloon easier now that we've used a little bit of Workable Fixative. Look how cool is that? So we have 2 solutions now to help make gel pens and color pencils play better together. First is our glycerin, and second is applying a Workable Fixative. You can find Workable Fixatives at any art store, craft store. I can even find it at my local Walmart. Okay, and that is how we get color pencils and gel pens to play nicely together. So pretty cool. Again, thank you for joining me for this gel pen coloring series. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed putting it out there for you guys. And I hope you will give me a like and subscribe to my channel. And if you'd also share these videos with people who you think would enjoy learning more about gel pens, that would help my channel out. Thanks again for joining me, and have a wonderful, colorful, and blissful day. Bye-bye!